What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I want to welcome you guys to my channel, to Charlie McDougall Podcasts. And I want to start off by just saying thank you guys for listening, comment, like, subscribe. What we're going to do basically is when it comes to these videos and when it comes to these audios, I want to take you guys on a journey. And this is a journey of self-development. And this is a journey for self-development for men. But to all my ladies out there, you guys are more than welcome to come join us. Have a seat, relax. And I'm just going to be here just to talk about different topics that will be beneficial for both men and for women. It's going to be geared towards men, but I know for you women, it's going to be beneficial for you guys as well too, as far as your understanding of how men think and how men operate and why men do a lot of the things that they do. So I want to thank you ladies for being here with us as well. And so I want to just start out today with the first topic, and that is the origin of man. What do I mean by the origin of man? Obviously, of course, you can look at it from many different ways and many different perspectives, right? And so let's kind of break it down a little bit. There's one way to look at it. A lot of people would want to look at it from a scientific point of view, a scientific perspective. And that's completely fine, in terms of evolution and how we evolved into humans and how we were once Neanderthals and we were once, apes, and we were once different type of species in order to evolve into the humans that we are today. And there's one way to look at it, and to look at it from that perspective, and it's to be respected. The other way one looks at it is we look at it from the perspective of the Bible. Adam and Eve. God created Adam and put Adam into a deep sleep. Took a rib out of Adam and took that rib and made that Eve, because God felt like Adam needed a helpmate in order to access the Garden of Eden and to be able to access this world. Remember that Adam was given autonomy to name all of the animals, all of the livestock, everything that was on this earth. He was given license to name that, and named his counterpart Eve. And you had Adam and Eve, right? And so obviously we can look at it from that perspective too, with both of them and how they were in the Garden of Eden and how they were kicked out of the Garden of Eden and were sent basically into the wilderness to basically fend for themselves because of eating from the knowledge of good and evil, right? And so that the journey of man can go through that process, right? And the reason why I wanted to bring up both of those topics and both of those subject matters is because it's going to give you a perspective on how and why we got to where we got to, and basically how much further we need to go in our journeys as men, as women, as society. And understand that, yes, we have men, women, children, and we have animals, we have other human living species in water, on land, different things. But I say all that to say this, that if you're looking at it from the perspective of Christianity and religion, man is seen as someone below God. So you have God, and then you have man, and then you have woman. And then obviously, of course, it goes from there. And why I wanted to bring up the origin of man is because as a man, you have to understand why you are a man on this earth and what your purpose is as a man on this earth. This is where a lot of men miss it. This is where a lot of men go through their entire lives never knowing who they are, never reaching the goals that they want to reach, never reaching the potentials that they want to reach, and realizing that they need to be who they need to be in order for society to function the way that it's supposed to function. You know, when we look at it from the hierarchical perspective, women are usually in support of man. You know, she provides the support, her feminine nature, her feminine energy, someone who she sees has a protector, someone has a leader, someone who's able to guide. It will require all of that. And this is why it's important as man to understand your origin. Because if you don't know where you came from, then you don't know where you're going. And this is where the blinders are on for men out here. You know, we live in a society where men wander through life aimlessly, figuring out what it is that they need to do, where they need to go. And they tend to turn to things that they think would help them out, only just to realize that it doesn't lead to anything. There's no fulfillment. There's an emptiness. There is confusion. There's a wondering of, where am I going? Who can I go to who can help me out as a man? Because, you know, as men, we don't have that option to just be able to run off and hide. You know, we have to step up to the plate. We got to be there and really 10 toes down, stay locked in and stay focused on the objective. Because there's a lot of responsibility that's put on man to not only continue the process of how evolution has brought us to where it's brought us to, but to be able to let it grow, which is what creates the legacy. And this is important because the legacy is supposed to design itself to be better than what it was the previous generation. And then that generation is supposed to then pass it on to the next generation, and so on and so forth. And this is why it's important as man to understand your origin and understand your reason for being on this earth. You know, you may be asking, well, what does this have to do with dating? What does this have to do with anything? It has everything to do with that. Because as a man, it comes down to your leadership. Leadership is sought after by a man. And it's your job as a man to walk in that leadership. And that leadership can come in many different ways. A leader of the household, a leader at your job, a leader in your community, a leader in your church. Just leadership comes in many different ways and many different forms. But that leadership is vital for the growth of a society, for growth of a people. And it's going to determine on what you're going to do in order to make that happen as a man. And this is why I wanted to start out by doing this audio, to understand and let you guys know that as men, there is a calling on you to step up and to be the best version of yourself. So that way it's easy to be the best version for others. Because at the end of the day, you have to model that as a man. And through all of that, this is where you learn why your origin is what it is. So I wanted to just do this audio just to let you guys know that, hey, we're on a journey. And as a man, the journey never stops. The growing never stops. But it's our responsibility to continue to get better and be better each and every day, each and every way. And with that, I thank you guys for listening. Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.